3 reasons why BioNano is going to 100 long term. So first one is that the compound annual growth rate for revenue for BioNano is enormous. I mean, it's outrageously high. Okay, find me another stock like at BioNano's price that is going to get that has a CAGR of like 80%, according to a Seeking Alpha analyst, okay, or journalist or whatever. Okay, good luck. All right, or at least what's definitely sure is that the CAGR for it is higher than almost at least a strong majority of other stocks. Okay, so that's number one. The revenue increases will be insane. That's your Ape Language. Number two is that we've got Nanonozzle, baby. Nanonozzle is the sequencing capabilities, right? And we're going to go over a quote by the CEO that this was last year, but it relates very much. And we're going to go over a very recent post and literally a job posting that was yesterday about sequencing and nanopore sequencing and next generation sequencing and all these sequencing capabilities that are coming to BioNano, most likely. That's number two. So Ape Language sequencing capabilities will give BioNano a new market that people have no idea about right now, and the analysts are not projecting in their revenue estimates, even though they're still, the CAGR for these are still very promising. And number three is that the Saphyr does greater than 500 base pair structural variant detection better than anyone else in the world. Yeah, simple as it gets. And we're going to go over some details as to what makes the Saphyr unique and how it does, what are the specs of it, and what are the advantages to using Saphyrs. And we're going to go over that as well with a literally, this is as simple as it gets, okay? This chart explains it, okay? I don't even need to say anything. If you understand some of the vocab, that's enough said right there. But I want to start with the revenue and the discounted cash flow model per Ragnaros, along with Chartmill's estimates here, and we're going to go over why this is so huge and why, and we're going to explain all three of these, along with Ape Languages, specific examples, citing my sources, and giving you the case, and my case, why BioNano will hit $100 a share at some point, probably not this year, probably not next year, probably more like 3 to 7 years down the line, but at some point, $100 BNGO share price. Do not be surprised. I hope you watch this whole video before 2023 so you can get in before we start mooning. This is Ragnaros' base case revenue projections, right? In 2025, you're looking at $222 million in total revenue. You're profitable by 2024. Now, you may be wondering, Brandon, I don't really care about what the numbers are. Why do you think this is true? Why do you think this person's going to be right about the revenue increases? Well, a few reasons. Let me just name some stuff off my head and off the head, and I'll just also go ahead and leave this up for you. This is actually this is from a Seeking Alpha analyst. He's got a CAGR of 80% for the units and an 80% compounded growth rate for the total revenue from 2021 to 2026. Number one reason is that the Saphyr it's going to get a ton of sales unless something crazy happens, right? There's no one in the game that is close to replicating our technologies. NABSES is the closest, and according to our CEO, they take 1 month to map a genome, and also according to our CEO, they're nowhere even close to catching up to what we do. So that's number one competitor in greater than 500 base pair detection in DNA molecules and nucleotides, right? No one else does it better than us. We have essentially not a monopoly, but we kind of do on greater than 500 base pair detection, right? I mean, we're not even. There's still fish, CMA, and karyotyping being sold, but Saphyr will take over and switch and make all the labs using that stuff switch because they're losing money if they don't. It's cost effective, higher turnaround time, faster turnaround time, higher throughput, less hands-on time, LOH detection, SMV detection on the way, less false positives, 99% sensitivity, and we're going to go over the specs and the Saphyr and how I know that stuff. All that stuff is backed up. I'm going to give you links in the description and the pinned comment to actually see this stuff. But yes, it is realistic. To sum it up, it is realistic 100% because the main reason is that the Saphyr does what it says it does better than everything else in the world. That is why essentially we're going to get so many units sold. Also, the consumable revenues is something that is, that's something these people are not even aware of. The high volume labs, the consumable revenue is going to increase an enormous amount once the Saphyr 2.0 comes out, and we're able to take our highest genome throughput right now, I think it's like 5,000 a year right now or 9,000 a year, and we're going to be able to, it's going to 14x, okay? It's going to be a 14-fold increase in throughput for the total amount of genomes that can be analyzed with the Saphyr. I want to see some websites, some organization, and journalists and analysts, I want to see them making some similar stuff. Well, if we look right here, this is Chartmill, right? Okay, you're looking at substantial compounding growth rates, right? 2025, you're looking at 178 million. That's their estimate. Now, how does that compare to our other estimate, right? 2025, they have 178 million. Ragnaros is having 200 and 22 million. So that's kind of the difference, right? It's not much. I mean, you know, it's definitely significant, but you can just see even Chartmill and Simply Wall Street. If we pull up Simply Wall Street, they'll tell you almost the exact same thing. Okay, Simply Wall Street. Here you go. Simply Wall Street has 211 million in 2025. So you can see we've got two organizations and websites here projecting similar insane compound annual growth rate growth for Bionano. That's as simple as it gets. That's the number one reason why Bionano is going to hit $100 a share. That Ape Language for that is going to be revenue will increase a lot. So BNGO goes boom. Ape's portfolios go burr. That's as simple as it gets. Okay, and not all of us are apes, right? If you don't like the apes, whatever. Okay, but number two reason, right, is sequencing and Nanonozzle and filling in what current nanopore sequencing misses. So this was a while ago, right? This was about a year ago. This is more than a year ago, and this is the nanochannel nanopore device patent here. Now, if we go to the bottom here, the CEO's quote, right? Nanopore sequencing suffers from this stuff, right? And actually, before I actually read this to you, let me actually tell you what I'm actually talking about here. Okay, so we're talking about a sequencing product coming for Bionano. And if we actually go right here and type and control, this is the due diligence here, sequencing option. Okay, right here. This is from 2016, and everything coincides with this thesis that I'm about to tell you, which is that Bionano is working on a sequencing product right now, some shape or form, right? If we go right here, okay, Bionano will get an option to obtain a royalty-bearing sublicense to such patents in the territory in the sequencing field, right? And if you actually come down to down right here, sequencing field option. Now, if you read right here, okay, to obtain a non-exclusive sublicense, to import, make, have made, use, offer for sale, and sell products and services solely in the sequencing field. And this is how we know, or at least I think we know, to my understanding at least, that they have been working on this since, at least to some degree, or at least planning for it, since 2016. That's as simple as it gets. Now, if we read this post, actually, no, let's read the quote real quick. Okay, that's very important as well. But if we read right here, nanopore sequencing typically, and this is the CEO, suffers from a lack of consistent high throughput because of the complexity of moving extremely long DNA molecules through nanopores, right? So that's what's wrong with current nanopore sequencing. Now, it needs to sacrifice molecule length for throughput, but Bionano, these guys have developed an industry-leading ability to control the movement of extremely long DNA molecules, yada, yada, okay, and hundreds of thousands of parallel nanochannels. Okay, this patent protects the invention of adding nanopores to our nanochannels, which we believe could be listen to this, okay, I know this is boring, listen, this is insane, okay? We believe this could be a key step to solving one of the main limitations of nanopore sequencing. Keyword sequencing. We don't do sequencing right now. This is talking about a new invention, about adding nanopores to our nanochannels, which is the nanochannels. Those are the things that actually linearize the DNA. That's a key part of our intellectual property right there, and what makes the Saphyr unique. They're talking about adding to that and innovating it. Okay, simple as it gets. Now listen to this. While commercialization of this technology is not yet on our roadmap, the upcoming patent allows us to confidently evaluate strategies for beginning that process. Now, let's just say, you may say, oh, Brandon, it's not even on the roadmap, dude. What are you talking about? Well, a couple things. Okay, number one, this thing was a year ago. This thing did come out a year ago. But let's say it's 5 years down the line. Then they then they are going to commercially release the nano. Let's say 5 years down the line, or even hell, say 10 years. Okay, if you're going to hold this stock for 10, let's say you hold this stock for 15 years. Okay, if Nanonozzle is coming, which I believe there's a 99% chance it's coming out in the next 10 years. Okay, I mean 99% chance, and next 5 years, 99. Yeah, 99% chance. Okay, that's what I think. I could be wrong. Do your own damn research. But once this does come out, I think it's absolutely over. I mean, okay, we believe it could be a key step to solving one of the main limitations of nanopore sequencing. Why do you think they've been working on this for 5 years? Why do you think? I mean, you guys know the company. They like to underpromise and overdeliver. If they're saying it could be a key step in doing that, I bet it is. I bet it's going to be a key step. I bet it's going to be even bigger than that maybe. And this is going to increase the revenue and be product and market penetrations that we don't even know about right now, okay? This is huge. And the stop price, I can guarantee you once this comes out, if it's anything like they're talking about it right here, it's going to affect the stop price in a very positive way, to put it very, very extremely mildly, my friends. So that's the Nanonozzle. And I also want to go over right here, right? That's not even all of our evidence, okay? We have several patents about this. This one is about the nucleic and one embodiment methods. Okay, whatever. Okay, you don't even care. I'm going to lose 1,000 viewers. Okay, this is basically another patent that's talking about Nanonozzle and giving the intellectual property for single base pair level detection, which is what this nanopore sequencing with the nanopores added to the nanochannels maybe could do. We're also talking about SNV detection, right? Single nucleotide variant detection. We've got job listings that line up and kind of match with some of the quotes in the new patents itself. As if that wasn't enough, right? Not only that, but this as well. Not to mention, we've got a new bioinformatics scientist listing yesterday. Literally yesterday. And if you scroll down here, right, what is that? What is it? What do you need? What are the primary duties and responsibilities and required skills? Well, one of them is perform data mining analysis and integration of genomic data from BioNano, next generation sequencing, that's what NGS stands for, and other high throughput platforms. Also, if you go down here, preferred skills and abilities, experience with next generation sequencing and low rate sequencing technologies. Why do you think they want somebody with experience with this stuff? Well, I would wager that it's because they're trying to innovate this stuff and trying to utilize the nanopores and the nanochannels. That is we're talking about nanopore sequencing. That's okay. Nanopore sequencing. That is exactly what kind of technology we're doing here. So it would make sense. It would make perfect sense if this bioinformatics scientist, when this person actually gets hired, if there's someone that gets hired here, if they're literally getting hired straight up to mostly or at least to partly work on the freaking Nanonozzle and get the commercialization. Get closer to the commercialization of the Nanonozzle. And then you have, I'm not even going to go into this stuff is so complicated. I don't even understand fully. This stuff is insanity, but always right. Jason Smith did a great job on this, and I actually have a video explaining this stuff, and you can go read it. It's on the BNGO subreddit. I'll link it. I'll link a ton of stuff in the description, the pinned comment for you. But that's not even all the evidence that we have for Nanonozzle and sequencing coming to BioNano. And once that happens, let me give you a little bit of perspective when it comes to how much this is actually going to affect the stock price. Okay. No one talks about Nanonozzle. There's no videos. There's some, I guess, from other people, but there's no analysts or journalists that have ever mentioned Nanonozzle that I have ever found. Okay? I guess there could be some that I haven't found, but I've looked at a lot of articles. I have not found anything talking about Nanonozzle releasing or expecting it to do anything for the stock price. No. Once people know about this, what do you think this is? What do you think the CAGR of these, what do you think that's going to do? What do you think is going to happen here? Boom, baby. We're going to the moon. Simple as it gets, man. You don't get any simpler than that. We're going to the moon once people know about this, and once it actually commercially releases, whew, baby, you know where we're going. All right, I've already told you where we're going. We're going to the damn moon, son. All right, with that being said, Ape Language, let's tell you one more time, right? What does this mean? Nanonozzle is basically, I would say it's essentially confirmed in my opinion. You can't make your own opinion, though I could be wrong, right? It's to my understanding. Do your own damn research. But with that being said, it's very good. It's very auspicious. And for the revenue increases in the CAGR, it's only going to increase it down the line. I don't know when it's coming. We don't know when it's coming. We don't know a lot about Nanonozzle, but we do know when the C-suite and Eric Holman, the CEO, is asked about it, they were dead silent. So I think, and that's another thing I didn't even talk about, but I think there is some good stuff coming for BioNano as far as sequencing and nanopore sequencing, all that kind of stuff. So Ape Language, new products coming to BioNano, likely to increase the revenue a lot and likely to send the stock price way higher than anyone even can realize right now. And last up, I want to go over what makes the Saphyr better than the other technologies, right? So OGM with Saphyr detects structural variants ranging from 500 base pair to mega base pairs in length and offers assembly and discovery algorithms, yada yada, but here's the import, right? That far outperform sequencing-based technologies in sensitivity. False positives are way below anything else, and you've got very high sensitivity, and you've got better detection, right? If we look at this chart right here, if we go to and this is the full due diligence here. If you want more, right, I'm only giving you 5 reasons why BioNano will go to $100. There's way more than 100. There's way more than 3 reasons, okay? If we go way down here, and this will be linked in the description, it's linked in every description, the full due diligence document. LOH detection, we don't have that, and we don't have SNV detection. Both of those are apparently in the works. This one is confirmed to be in the works by the chief of Scientific Affairs. I think that's his title at BioNano. He said that in a presentation this year. Then the SNV detection, the CEO said they may be able to do that as well. But even without those detection, even without being able to do that stuff, right, we're still more accurate than everything else here. And that's not even the biggest thing, okay? Not only do you have more variant classes, structural variant classes detection, right? And in the aggregate, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 check marks for the variant classes when nothing else even has 5. Plus, BioNano's it's cheaper to use the Saphyr. It's easier to use. It's faster. It's more efficient. It's got everything. There's no reason why you wouldn't use the Saphyr if you're one of these labs doing any sort of volume as far as greater than 500 base pair structural variant detection. That's as simple as it gets. The workflow of BioNano is way easier than the other methods. Okay? Just look right here. The cytogenetics workflow is a nightmare. It really is. Okay, now this is all of the other fish, microarray, karyotype. Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. I don't want to do all this. Look how many things you have to do. Look at this. Are you kidding me? The workflow for BioNano is way easier. It requires less than 3 minutes hands-on instrument time per chip. It's got automatic optimization. All right, come on, man. It's the obvious answer. It's just better. The specs are better. It's cheaper. It's faster. It's more accurate. There's literally not one reason why you would not want to use a Saphyr if you had all three of them in front of you. Even if you had to pay for them, the Saphyr is cheaper. And overall, okay, it's cheaper. In the long run, it's definitely cheaper, and you're getting way better information. So that's as simple as it gets. Also, you've got BioNano InFocus. You've got the little software here, and the software for BioNano that it actually has, it's literally so easy. If you watch the presentations that I have linked in here, these ones right here, the software that comes with BioNano, it's so easy to actually see what you're dealing with, and much easier than the other methods, CMA, fish, and karyotyping. And FragX and Southern Blot and all this other crap, right? Okay, at the end of the day, CMA it seems like our big competition. But basically, the Saphyr here. So there's 1,000 points I can say here, but I'll just, to wrap this up, I'll wrap that poorly articulated point up. I'll say the Saphyr's software that comes with it is way easier, right? BioNano Access, it's way easier to use, and it's very easy to see what you're working with, and it's just easier for new scientists to use, which is another benefit of the Saphyr. If you want more about the freaking FDA approval of the Saphyr, of cancer, CEO management, optimism, insider ownership, competition, okay, there's 1,000 of these. Literally, there's like over, there's 112 pages here of the due diligence. That's linked in the description. And you can go look at all that stuff. But to give you an ape language on this section, right, what is it going to be? It's going to be the Saphyr is better than everything else at what it does. And the specs of it are way more impressive. And it's cheaper, it's more efficient, it's easier, it's faster, okay, all that stuff than all the other methods, right? FragX, Southern Bluff, CMA, fish, karyotyping. Saphyr is just better than all of them. That's as simple as it gets. And what is this going to do for the stock price? $100 long term. When is my price? All right, Brandon, what are you going to do? Are you going to show up here in 50 years when we're all dying and then say, oh, I was right? No, I would say $100 price target within the next, at the latest, probably 5 years from now, 2026, 2025. $100, if not 2023. Okay, if I'm being honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised. If we're going to be profitable in 2023, I think $100 is not off the table if people actually understand the Nanonozzle and the nanopore sequencing that's going to be probably coming out at some point. And once we're at 2023, I bet we'll have more evidence, more patents, more listings for stuff like that, and it'll be more clear. So, but yeah, I'll say $100 price target, and my end of year price target is about $15 to $20. $17.5 is what I throw around, and it's somewhere in there. Okay, no one knows exactly what it's going to do, but if we're right about the company, if my fundamental analysis is at all right, we will moon. I don't know when, but it will happen. And I want to end by saying one thing about the channel, and this is BNGO sort of movement here. All right, one thing this is going to stay with me, or give me a chance here. If you were to pump the channel, help this channel out in any way, it's actually mutually beneficial to both of us. Number one reason, there's actually two great reasons. Number one is that I'm literally going to take 99% of the YouTube revenue, net income, all the YouTube money I make, right? It's all going back into BNGO shares. And not only am I buying BNGO shares, but I'm doing it live, and I'll YOLO in on stream and just buy at the ask, 1 cent, 3 cents above the price, helping us go higher. Right, and we're talking about thousands of shares here, right? Let's say the channel were to, I don't know, let's say the channel were to turn into like a mini trades, right? Not trade size, but like, I don't know, like 1/4 or 1/10 of what trades size, what his views and subs are, right? Easy, okay? Thousands of shares, tens of thousands of shares, done. Okay, you better bet your ass, I'm serious, okay? It's going to take a little while, a couple months maybe, but it's done. It's going to happen. And number two reason why you might want to help out the channel and watch some other videos is because the more exposure this channel gets, the more people that get exposed to BNGO and the more people that know about the freaking intellectual property of the Saphyr and how it is special and better than everything else in the world and why we're going to moon. So subsequently, more people invest. So it's literally just a win-win and mutually beneficial if the channel does well for all the BNGO bulls and myself. That's as simple as it gets. And anyways, I know that sounds like, oh, Brandon needs self-interest. I know I'm biased, of course, but that doesn't matter. Okay, it does matter, but it doesn't negate the fact or nullify the fact that it's mutually beneficial, I think, in my opinion. Okay, anyways, that being said, here's the portfolio, right? I say all this stuff, oh, I'm so bullish, BNGO is going to go to 100. How do you know I'm telling the truth, right? Am I just going to be like every other YouTuber that just says, just conveniently skips over the part where they show their actual position? Well, I'm not. Luckily, I'm not one of those people. And here is the portfolio. I have 1,700 shares, and I also have the Leap option here, $5 2023 Leap call option right there. It's beauty. Literally, it's 100% of the portfolio. These two other positions here, these are just fun money, fun trading positions that I just do for fun. And yeah, that's the portfolio. That's the entire account history, right? And that's it. With that being said, there will be links if you're interested in learning more about BNGO, the must-know BNGO information playlist, right? This one especially, Introduction to Nanonozzle and BNGO's sequencing technology. I also interviewed someone that had 1 million shares, someone that has right now 1 million BNGO shares, almost $8 million in value. And there's a ton of great videos in there if you want to know more about BNGO and the due diligence. And this document is going to be linked in the description as well. All free information. I hope you appreciate some of the work we do here. With that being said, thank you so much for the financial advice. I will see you all in the next one.